The sun bled across the open prairie, painting the dry grass gold. Wind rolled in soft waves over the land, brushing against wooden fences and rattling the tin roof of a half-built ranch. Horses neighed in the distance, their silhouettes cutting through the rising dust. At the edge of that dusty field stood Abigail, her wide-brimmed hat pulled low, a basket of bread and beans clutched tight in her hands. Sweat dotted her forehead, the prairie heat unforgiving. But her heart burned stronger, with hope, fear, and something like courage. The smell of fresh cornbread and stew rose from her basket, wrapping around her like comfort in the middle of nowhere. Character introduction: Abigail was no stranger to whispers. The settlers' wives laughed when she walked by. "She's too big for the saddle," one would snicker. "Too plain to be noticed," another would add, yet she never spoke back. Her kindness was quiet, her strength softer than the prairie wind. She had lost her family during the harsh winter, but she found purpose in feeding those who had none. The builders, travelers, and the lonely souls scattered across the plains. Her food was her way of saying, "You're not forgotten." And today her path led her to rancher Cole Turner, a tall, hard man known for his sharp tongue and colder heart. He was hiring, but not easily impressed. Conflict. When Abigail arrived at the ranch, men stopped hammering. Some smirked, others exchanged looks. One of them, a lean cowboy with dirt on his cheek, chuckled. "Hey, boss, looks like the kitchen's got a new buffalo." Laughter burst around her like gunfire. Abigail's fingers tightened around her basket. She kept her gaze down. Rancher Cole stepped out of the stable, his boots heavy, his shadow long in the afternoon sun. His voice cut through the laughter. "What brings you here, ma'am?" Abigail took a breath. "I heard you need someone to cook for the crew." He looked her over, from her worn shoes to her trembling hands. His expression gave nothing away. Then he said flatly, "We don't need charity here. We need hard workers." The laughter started again, low, mean. Abigail blinked fast, but her voice didn't break. "No one loves a fat girl, sir," she whispered, "but I can cook." The words hung in the dry air like smoke. Even the wind seemed to stop. First call to action, friends. Have you ever seen someone mocked for how they look, yet still choose to show kindness instead of anger? If you believe respect matters more than appearance, hit like right now. Share this story so the world remembers. Kindness. Valley protects hearts that others overlook. Climax. Twist Cole's jaw tightened. He took a slow step forward. The other ranch hands went silent. "Show me," he said. Abigail blinked. "Sir, show me what you can cook." And she did. By sundown, the air around the ranch smelled of sizzling butter, roasted beans, and bread baked crisp in a cast-iron pot. The men who had laughed before now hovered close, drawn by hunger and guilt. Cole watched quietly as she ladled stew into bowls. When he finally took a bite, the change in his face was small but clear. His shoulders relaxed. His eyes softened. "This tastes like home," he murmured. Abigail smiled, the first real smile she'd dared all day. Word spread fast. The men who mocked her now came first to help gather wood, carry water, and wash dishes. Her kindness had turned their cruelty into shame, and then respect. A week later, a supply wagon broke down near the ranch. Cole went to help. Inside was a crate marked Turner Family Farm. His expression shifted, old grief flashing through him. Abigail walked up beside him and quietly said, "You lost someone too." He nodded once. For a long moment, the two stood in silence, the sun dipping low. Then Cole looked at her and said, "I didn't just need a cook. I needed someone with a heart." Resolution. From that day, Abigail wasn't just the ranch cook. She was family. Every Sunday, the men gathered around her table, laughter replacing mockery. Her meals filled bellies, but her kindness filled something deeper. The empty places people carried inside. And Cole? He often sat across from her, sipping coffee, smiling quietly as she spoke. He never mentioned her size again. Only her strength. When strangers came looking for work, they'd hear the ranch hands say proudly, "Respect the lady who feeds you. She built this place with heart. Moral closure, friends." The world will judge what it sees, but hearts recognize truth. Abigail wasn't beautiful by their standards, but her kindness made the whole ranch shine, because beauty fades, but warmth stays. And sometimes the softest souls rebuild the hardest men. Never judge by appearances. Kindness Valley protects. Final call to action. If this story touched your heart, take a moment, hit subscribe, and join our Kindness Valley family. Share this story and let someone know that being gentle is not weakness. It's courage in its purest form, because love doesn't see perfection. Love sees heart.